Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 52. 52! That's a whole year. Can you believe it? I'm like, oh my god. So, okay, today is February 6th. My official podiversary, it's kind of hard because I recorded originally on February 15th, but by the time I figured out how to get everything loaded up and everything, it was a day later. So, my first episode aired February 16th. Which this year falls on a Sunday because, you know, calendar changes and then it was a leap year. So what we're going to do is today, today's going to be a little different. If you are a normal viewer and everything, you know, I kind of have a setup. But today, the episode's going to be the same, except at the end, there's a little bonus something for all my weight loss girls out there, because there's a group of us that really have connected through Plurk and also through the group, and I decided I'm going to take my time and kind of review some things that I found that work for me, products that I really like, but it is no way going to affect today's episode. So if you're just here for the regular show, just sit back and relax, knit a little, and enjoy. This is not going to be a segment that's going to be there all the time. Maybe every couple months I'll kind of show new stuff, and it'll always be at the end because I don't want to bore you if you're not interested. So, next week we will officially start the podiversary celebration. So I'm going to go, and next week, February 13th, we're going to have prizes, and I'm going to open threads, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a separate thread for each prize, because if there's something you're not interested in, then you don't have to enter. But then once you win a prize, I'm going to go down in a list in order, and once you win a prize, you can't win any of the other prizes, just to keep it fair. But I didn't want anyone to get stuck with something maybe they just weren't too keen on. And then the drawing will be the following week, February 20th. So, on with the show. I have some thank yous. First, I want to thank Brooke, who is Brookie Sweetie on Ravelry, because she sent me this great big huge, felt like a dead body was inside box of scrapbooking supplies. And there was paper and embellishments and little albums and pages and protectors. I mean, you name it, and it was in there pretty much. And I just was so touched because she thought of me, and it's definitely, I mean, I will definitely use it. My daughter got a camera for Christmas. That was her big gift, and she got a few little things. And then my bestie had bought her a scrapbook. So it's kind of neat because I told her I'd share with her because I'm that kind of mom. And so a huge thank you. And then I went to the mailbox today, and there's this little package. I don't know what this could be. I didn't order anything. I shouldn't have anything small like this coming to me. So I opened it up, and inside was this really cute card with little conversation hearts on it. And it's from Amanda. Now, she didn't put her Ravelry name. I think it's Sparky Spud, and if it is not, I am so apologetic. But I'm thinking it might be because I don't remember giving an address to an Amanda, so I'm thinking she probably got it from the Stockinette Zombies. Because we VKN together. And so inside was a Land O'Lakes Cocoa, the chocolate raspberry. Oh, I love the chocolate raspberry. This stuff is so good. Which, okay, this is kind of one of my little tips. Like, if you're craving chocolate and you're doing Weight Watchers, I love to have a cup of hot cocoa sometimes in the evening. Now, I normally do Swiss Miss with the marshmallows, and it's only 2 Weight Watchers points. This bad boy is 4 points, but I made room for it today, and it is in my mustache mug that came from Michelle of Dancing Dog Dye Work. So I'm going to be sipping on this while recording because it is too good. I love it. And it's still pretty hot. And she sent these really awesome stitch markers, which is so awesome because I am going to be starting my vitamin D soon, and I'm going to use these because they're such bright colors. There's like a lime green and a yellow and a pink and blue and white. And then there's some like little glass bead ones. Super cute. I'm so touched at the thoughtfulness. The note inside is so sweet. And Amanda, I really, really appreciate it so much. You have like no idea. This totally made my day. Okay, now we have the knit-along still going on for the cables. It is going to close February 27th at noon Eastern. So that way I can go ahead and draw for the prizes and be able to get them sent out and not have to wait like a whole week. Because then I get forgetful. Let's be honest. So we have two prizes. This beautiful skein of Yarn Pirate in the Cosette base. Is that right? No. I think it's right. Anyways, it is Superwash Merino Intenso, 365 yards of a fingering weight, and it is this gorgeous, like pink into a lavender into a gray. It is so soft. Like, oh my goodness. I don't want to totally over fondle it for whoever gets it, but it is soft. And then we got another prize. Kimberly, who is also known as Sock Bunny, is full of awesomeness, and she sent a skein of her Sunshine base. That's right, right? Saw it on here. Yes, Sunshine Sock Yarn. It is 75% superwash merino, 25 nylon, or 20% nylon, 5% stellina. So it has sparkles. So it is bright pops of this gorgeous green, and then shades of yellow throughout with a little bit of natural poking through. And then she also sent a button with some candy. This is gorgeous. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And this was donated as well by Diane, who is DP Temple on Ravelry. So both prizes are donated. Thank you so much for the prize senders. And this is so soft. I'm like, oh, my daughter saw this. She's like, it has sparkle. I'm like, I know. I think I only own like one skein of sparkle yarn. What's up with that? I don't know. Also, don't forget, I am the featured designer for January, February, and March through Dramatic Knits Knit Along. Every week, Steve and Callie have the Race to the Finish, where I believe any object can be already started, but it has to be finished. Like, this is now February. It has to be finished within the month of February. And you can win one of my patterns free. And plus, they usually have a Yarny prize as well. So, okay. Finished object. Oh, wait. Before we get into finished objects, because this leads into finished objects, I promise. Most people got their Dancing Dog Dye Works last Monster Mania Club shipment for this round. So, I was last. And I'm kind of excited. I don't know, sometimes it's hard going last because you have to like follow up the already awesome yarns and patterns that have come before you. But I was really excited. So, I have my yarn here and I'm going to show it to you. So, I believe most people should be getting their packages by today, except for maybe a few internationals. So, if you don't want to see it and you don't want to see the pattern, look away because I'm going to show it. So, this was the yarn. This is what I have left. I had wound it into a cake. It is gorgeous. It has chocolate and plum. It also has bright tropical blue, raspberry pumpkin, lime green, and I think that's it. Anyway, so Michelle had come to me and was like, oh, I want to do something really bright and fun for your club month. She goes, but I'm kind of stuck. I want something that says you. Do you have any suggestions? And I'm like, oh, do I ever? So I just said, well, how about, like, I want something colorful, but I want brown in it too. I don't know, I'm slightly on a brown kick. So I was like, oh, I want some chocolate brown and some raspberry and orange and a little bit of pop of blue and green. You have to have green in there. Green's my favorite color, of course. Oh yeah, because there's regular green in there with the lime green. And so she kind of took it and ran with it. And she added in the plum and she added in the lime green. And it really just tied everything together. It is gorgeous. And she named the colorway after me. It's called Jenna. I'm so excited. I was like so giddy when she told me that. Because I didn't, like, ask for it to be named after me. So, like I said, that's the yarn. This is the Walt's Worst base. And then she sent me a skein of it in sock yarn for Christmas. So, the pattern that I designed with this yarn, I kind of gave Michelle two options. I was like, well, I could do a monster because it's Monster Mania. I said, or I could do an octopus because it's so me, right? So that she was like, oh, octopus, 100% all the way. So this is the pattern. It is Nicole, the Notorious Octopus. And the name has special meaning that I'm not going to tell you. You can just guess. And then I thought, because the squid was George, so George needed a girlfriend. So he got Nicole. So I didn't want, a lot of knitted toy octopi they're very round. And octopi aren't that round. They're more tubular, I guess. So I go for a little more realistic of a look. So it does have 8 legs. Or arms. They're arms, not legs. It's put together similar to the squid because it was kind of like trying to reinvent the wheel. The construction that I had, I did try to go for something different and it just didn't work. So, but it's gorgeous. You can see all the colors, especially in the legs. Oh, I love the way it stripes up. It's just gorgeous. I'm so touched that, you know, Michelle allowed me to have a say in the colorway and named it after me, and I was giddy as a schoolgirl about it. So, and then this was my original, which I did in lime green, which is so funny because there's lime green in it, and it matches pretty well. This is made out of Patton's classic wool. I normally use wool, just a cheap wool that I can splice and whatever. Because sometimes when I'm making samples and I'm playing around with the design pattern, I end up cutting it up a few times. Especially if you decide to frog it. It's easier just to do a splice join, rub it together, and keep going. So, and then I make the final out of, once I work out all the bugs, I make it out of the good yarn so I'm not hacking up the good yarn. So, these are the octopi. Nicole the Octopus, Notorious Octopus. So normally with the clubs, they usually go on sale about 6 months after they're released. So look for this at the end of summer for purchase if you're interested. But I have to add this to my Ravelry pattern page. So that brings me into my first finished object, besides these because they've been done. My first finished object is a hat in the club colorway. So I had enough left over and I used the Turn a Square pattern by Jared Flood, and you see the square at the top. And I use this hat pattern because you're like, it's supposed to be striped. Wear your stripes. But I love the fit of this hat because I am a big-headed, thick-haired girl, and it just fits. So I'll put it on. Hopefully it won't mess up my hair too much. I'll have like some weird wonky thing sticking out or something. So, because I like my hat to hit my eyebrows, which it does. And I used some Dancing Dog Dye Works in the lime that I had left over from something else I had bought. And used it for the trim because I started using the variegated for the ribbing and it pulled really bad. I'm like, oh, I hope the whole hat doesn't do this. So, and then somehow, don't know how, by the time I got to the actual like square part where you're doing the decreases, I lost a stitch. I don't know if I decreased somewhere I shouldn't have, or an extra round, because it's a free pattern. I'm totally not giving anything away. Because you do a decrease round and then a knit round. So I kind of had to fudge it a little, but no one will ever know just looking at it. So, but I love how it ended up, the variegation didn't end up pulling except for at the top because of the decreases. That's totally expected. It fits great. I've been wearing it ever since I made it. Nice and warm. Oh, I love her Walt's Worst base. It's my all-time favorite. For real. Oh, so that's the only finished object I have. No sweaters this week. Oh my god, that's so good. If you have not tried the Land O'Lakes Cocos, you must. They're in the, like, coffee and tea aisle of most grocery stores. I see them all over the place. Okay, so my first works in progress is my shawl for the Stockinette Zombies, what is it? Zombie Knitpocalypse Retreat. And, the original pattern I started with was the Mormorio. It's M-O-R-M-O-R-I-O. And you're supposed to stripe. It's a side-to-side shawl, so you start small, you increase, and start small again. And then it has an applied lace edging. And I thought, oh, that'll be great, 2 tones. And then, because I'm using Dancing Dog Dye Works in her sock base called Twist. It is, I believe, an 80/20 merino nylon. So I was using the Stockinette Zombies colorway, which is black, gray, white, lime green, and purple, with a lime green solid. And there are little bits of, like, thread on the bottom of this. Anyways, so you're supposed to stripe it, alternating every 2 stripes, I think. I'm really not giving anything away. It's obvious by the look of the pattern. And what happened was this green overpowered the variegated. So it basically looked like a green shawl with little pops of, like, black. The purple didn't really stand out. The white was barely even noticeable. It just was kind of a hot mess. I like the pattern. My disappointment with the shawl had absolutely nothing to do with the pattern. I actually will be talking about what I'm going to be using to make the pattern because I love knitting it. Like, when I was doing it, I'm like, oh, this is fun. But by the time I got, like, yay into it, I'm like, this isn't working. Which was kind of sad because I probably had a good 7 to 8 inches of the shawl done. And at first, it kind of was obvious to me that it wasn't going to work real well. But I'm like, you know, sometimes when you start off and you just have a little bit, it's hard to see the big picture. Yeah, by the time I got into it, I'm like, I gotta stop because this is not working out. So I frogged it, and I decided to go with a different pattern. So the pattern I'm working on now is called Cleo with a K. K-L-E-I. I think it's just K-L-E-O. I don't think there's an I in there. Anyways, it's kind of hard because I'm not working in the round, even though it looks that way. I am doing short rows. So you cast on like a bazillion stitches. And it seemed like it took forever because I had to do it twice because my tail for my long tail cast on was not long enough. By like inches. Just I needed like maybe 4 more inches probably. So I'm doing short rows. I'm in the middle of them. Luckily they're getting shorter. And you can really like, oh, here's the right side. This is the right side. You can really see all the beautiful colors in the yarn. I love how there's like a little bit of pooling where there's the black and then there'll be some little pops of green and little pops of purple. Even though purple's not really my thing, it's for the retreat. It's the Stockinette Zombie colorway. And how can you not? I'm enjoying the pattern. It just really feels like it's taking a while. Luckily, like I said, the rows are getting shorter, so that helps. So when this is all done, I'm about 2/3 of the way done with the short rows maybe. There will be a green lace edging, and then you do a little more of the variegated, and then a little lacy, it looks almost a little ruffly. I have seen online some that did not do the last little ruffly part, so that is an option. I'm still kind of kicking that around. So, like I said, it's Cleo. I totally cannot tell you who it was by. It's totally slipping my mind. Apologies to the designer. But I'm just using the needles that the pattern calls for, which I believe is a size 5. Because I had to take them off of another project that's been hibernating for like ever and a day. In my awesome Lemon Cave girl bags. Girl cave crap. Sorry, Susan. And then Susan is giving one of these away. She sent it to me. with this one. You can win it as a Potiversary prize. I love the lemon wedges. Then I have one other works in progress. This is my silver pumpkin bag. I love this fabric. I'm like, if I can ever find this fabric, like when I finally really lose some weight and I'm like happy with where I am, I would love to find this and make like a skirt out of it. I love this fabric. I've never seen it anywhere. So I was feeling kind of bad because, you know, I bought this Christmas at Downton colorway by Lorna's Laces in the Sportmate. And I had started the Downton Abbey knit-along. I didn't like the pattern. It's just, I would not wear gauntlets. I like little fingerless mitts and all, but they were long and they just weren't me. So, I was feeling bad because I bought this yarn. It's not a colorway I would normally buy. It's way too dark for what I like. I mean, it's not necessarily drab because the colors are quite vibrant and pretty. But it is just much darker than what I would ever buy for myself. So, I did like a Ravelry search for this amount of sport weight yarn, and I wanted something wearable, like a cowl. Didn't really want a scarf because scarves take forever in sport weight, I would assume. I've never done it. So I am making a cowl. It is called Shifting Sands. And it's kind of hard because it is 1 by 1 rib. It's a free pattern. It is 1 by 1 rib with cables because it's the cable knit along going on this month. I don't know that I'll finish it in time for the knit along, but I thought, well, I've done one cabled project. I made the fetching fingerless mitts for my bestie. But, you know, there's still a month left. I have time to do another one. So it's 1 by 1 rib, so it's super stretchy. Like, and it has cables, so it's kind of hard to see, but I have one cable done. So it's a 6-stitch twist cable. And I believe, like, between the other cables, you alternate. But it's an easy pattern. The only problem I've had with this pattern is the cast on. It calls for a tubular long tail cast on. I've never done a tubular cast on. Was 100% sure what it is. I had an idea of what it does. I can't talk. Of what it does. If you look at the cast on edge, the stitches are nice and rolled. I mean, you really can't tell where the cast on is. Because they just roll, the stitches roll over so nice. Here's a good, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But it is. It's a very nice cast on edge. I really like the look of it. It took me 4 tries to get it right. Because somehow I kept dropping the stitches, like 2 stitches. Well, the first one I ended up with 2 too many stitches. And then, it just was a mess. I just butchered it like a few different times. So what I had to do to get it to work for me, because my stitches kept getting twisted on the circular needle, which I know that's what messed me up. When the stitches twist for the tubular cast on, they undo themselves in a way. It's a pain. So I had to go, and luckily I have a set of 14-inch size 6 straight needles, because that's what the pattern called for. I didn't gauge. It's a cowl. It's super stretchy. It's going to fit over my head. So I just cast on. I did the tubular cast on for a 4th time on a straight needle and just made sure I kept all those stitches straight. And that is how I was able to be successful at this cast on. Like I said, I love the look of it. I mean, really, it's a great look for a cast on. Maybe even my favorite now that I've seen it. But it only works with ribbing. And, at least that I'm aware of. And I had to find a YouTube video, which actually the pattern comes with, tells you which YouTube video to look for to find out how it's done. But I hate doing it. I hate the tubular cast on. And then I'm all worried because you're supposed to do some sort of tubular bind off. Okay, I can't biff that up 3 or 4 different times because then I'll be dropping stitches probably and it'll be a hot mess. So I might need a little bit of luck to get this bound off successfully. But I'm hoping the bind off isn't as confusing as the cast on. But, I mean, so far it looks pretty. I mean, obviously it's a little bit bunched on the needles. It's hard to see the cable pattern. And I just think the yarn might be a little too variegated and then it's pulling and kind of doing a striping effect. But I don't really care because I just want to use the yarn because it was like $24. Yeah. Okay. I'm never doing a mystery knit along ever again, especially where I have to buy expensive yarn. Like, it would be one thing if I could just have pulled something out of my stash, and if I didn't like it, oh well. But I bought special yarn. Never again. But I say that now, watch, in like 3 months I'll be like, look what I bought for a knit along. No, I really hope I don't. And if so, y'all have permission to yell at me. So, like I said, I just want to use it. It'll probably end up being gifted to somebody else because they're just not my colors. It's a plum, a sage, a deep teal, black, and a gray. Just way too dark. Too dark for me. I like bright. Okay. What's next? Oh. I'm telling y'all, delicious. Okay. My one and only Yarny goodness. It's a skein of Malabrigo sock in the natural colorway. So it's totally undyed. Which, okay, like, the kick in the pants to me is when you buy undyed yarn, you're paying the same price as dyed yarn. I'm like, they didn't have to do anything to this, probably. They probably have a mill that they get their yarn spun and everything from, and they just maybe had to skein it up. But I bought some beautiful yarn at a somewhat LYS in Oberlin called Smith's a while back. It would have been October, early November. I was out that way in Oberlin, where I love. I'm like, oh, great little yarn shop if you're ever in the area. And the yarn that I bought, it was this bright green and blue and orange variegated, and it was soft, so soft, and wonderful. I mean, I absolutely loved it, and I, like, immediately had to buy it. I am really trying not to buy single skeins, but I'm like, I don't come this way very often. I've never heard of this yarn before. I have to have it. So I think I'm going to use that, and I specifically bought this to make the Mormorio, which is the pattern I originally started with my Stockinette Zombie sock yarn. Now, I think this will be a nice balance because it's natural. I didn't want a stark white. But with all those really bright colors, I think it'll just balance itself so nice. So, I actually did not buy this recently. I bought this like 2 months ago. I'm just getting it now. What happened was, it was close to the holidays. It might have been about mid-December, so maybe not quite 2 months ago. And I had ordered a bunch of stuff from Jimmy Bean's Wool for my husband to give me for Christmas, because he's all like, I don't know what you want. So, this was in the cart. Now, granted, they were out of stock of this at the time. But I wanted to order it anyways, because they'll just ship it to you when it comes in. So, they sent me my first shipment of yarn, because I was waiting on a few other things. And then they sent a second shipment. Now, I didn't check my receipt. I could swear to you, I did not pay for this yarn. I was still waiting for it. Now, I had gotten on Jimmy Bean's Wool website, and I had checked the status of this yarn, and it was always out of stock. So I got on the other day, and it said there was one in stock. I'm like, holy crap, right? So I went, and I called Jimmy Bean's Wool. Now, they weren't open yet, because they're like 3 hours behind us. And I left a message. My name, order number, situation. Just said, hey, you know, I just want to know if you've shipped mine out so I don't order another one, because I will order this last one if I have to. So hours later, I was called by one of the Jimmy Bean Wool associates, and she's like, well, I'm looking here and it says you ordered it. Did you not get it? And I'm like, no, I didn't get it. And so she's like, well, can I call you back in 10 minutes? And I'm like, okay. Sorry, this is a long story. But, so, she calls me back. She's like, well, we're going to go ahead. I have the yarn on the shipping person's desk with a note. They're going to send it right to you. And I said, well, okay. I said, that's fine. I didn't pay for it. Are you sure you don't want me just to order it through the website? And she's like, oh no, you paid for it. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you paid for it. She was like horrified. I mean, this woman apologized. She's like, I'm so sorry. It was like Christmas time, and it was like around, it should have shipped with my Downton Abbey yarn. So, my Christmas at Downton yarn. So, she said everything was so crazy, and somehow it got marked that this was put in the shipment when it wasn't. So she was super, super apologetic. I don't hold Jimmy Bean's Wool responsible whatsoever because I didn't check my receipt. I'm pretty sure I probably just got the stuff out of the bag and tossed the receipt into my receipt bin and never gave it a second look. So, so I have it. Yay! And like I said, this will be the one of the colors for my Memoria when I get to start it. Okay, all spun up. I have my loop finished. I had fun spinning this loop, and I spun like the wind. I got it done in time for the loop spin along. It was a November, December, January spin along. So I think I got it in like the last day possible. It is, I think, 232 yards of a worsted weight. Now, I had ordered the bump without the sparkle, but because of the fiber used and everything, there is a little bit of sparkle in it. But it is this gorgeous, let's see if I can find a spot that really shows the colors really well, how well they contrast and complement. There was this rusty orange and this like oregano kind of green and like a peacock blue. And the colors are just absolutely stunning. And it goes orange, green, blue. Because it kind of shows green, orange, blue. But that's just how it's skeined up, I guess. I love it so much. So, I did get it done. I was proud of myself. Next time I will try not to be such a procrastinator. And I will twist this back up later because people will probably laugh at me. I'm not very good at it whatsoever. I have nothing on the bobbin right now because with getting this finished up and everything else, I've just been busy. But I got my final shipment of the Greenwood Fiberworks Club. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to see it yet, look away. But I don't know too many people who are in it. It's not a huge club, but it is worth every penny. Every penny. Okay. This is January's shipment. It's called Sea Glass. And you can just see, it is just these gorgeous pops of like a limey, chartreusey green, and then kind of an aqua, and then little pops of blue, and it looks like sea glass. It really does. This was definitely, I think, my favorite shipment ever from the Greenwood Fiberworks Club, and they've had some pretty amazing colorways. But I love this. This really, it's so bright and cheerful. I'm like, it says spring, and I'm ready for spring so bad. I've had enough snow, and it just keeps snowing. So, this is 100% Polworth, which I'm super, super excited because Polworth is my favorite. This time around, the club, the first time she had the club, all of my fiber was on Polworth. This time, the club, it was a variety. So, 1 month was BFL, 1 month was Merino, and the last month was Polworth. And this is just, I mean, her fiber prep is great. Her fiber always just looks amazing. So if you're a spinner and you haven't checked out Greenwood Fiberworks, you really should, because Carolyn is super nice, super fast delivery, and just colors are stunning. I mean, even when it's colors that aren't normally my taste, she does such an amazing job, and it spins so nice. I mean, I would put it up there with like Into the World quality, because I know lots of people out there have spun Into the World. So I would say this matches Into the World's quality and colors amazingly. And I think it's really affordable. She has more luxury type fibers as well. There was like a luxury type option for the club. I like the good old standards. Like I said, Polworth was my favorite. If I could have had my club in all Polworth again, I probably would have done it. So that's it for fiber. I don't have a whole lot. I felt like I knitted a lot this week, but with a frog project and a cast on that took me forever, it kind of really cut into my knitting time. So that is all of the knitting I have this week. So like I said, I have some stuff, some tips and products and reviews of like some video stuff, because I get PMs about it. I mean, not everyone is as open to ask questions in an open forum or even on Plurk as they are to PM me. And I try to do my best to answer all the PMs. And sometimes it's hard to give a review or make a suggestion in a PM, because I just think I do much better in person. So I'm going to move on to that. So if you don't want to hear about it, I totally understand. My feelings totally are not hurt. And I will see you next week. But if you want to kind of hear what I have to say about it all, because it's definitely been a journey for me, then I am more than happy to share it with you, and I hope you continue to watch. So, I had a little bit of a setback this week. As I've said before, I am doing Weight Watchers. It's hard because people are so shamed into how they feel about themselves when they're overweight. You know, other people just aren't kind about it. So sometimes it's really hard to put yourself out there and be like, look, I'm doing this, because some people immediately think you're going to fail. Or I love how some people who have never used a product or a program like Weight Watchers, oh, that doesn't really work. Or I knew somebody who, whatever. Everybody's different. It might not work for everybody. At this point, it was working for me. Now, I had a little bit of a gain, and it was 0.6 of a pound. Now, I know some people are like, well, that's not much. It is when you have a lot to lose. Like, I have a lot to lose. You only get to see me from, like, here up. Trust me. I got enough going on to lose. So I was kind of I was pissed off. I said it on Plurk. I'm like, I was upset. And, you know, people try to say, oh, it's okay. It's not that much. It's not even a full pound. But I don't see it that way. I see it as a setback, because I had been losing steadily. And I'm hoping it's not a plateau. I'm like, I'm only 5 weeks into this. It's slightly early to plateau, in my opinion. Because I'm not doing, like, Biggest Loser numbers, or I'm losing, like, double digits. But I worked hard. And my husband and I went out to eat one night, and I went a little over my daily points, which you get bonus points. For those of you who are not on Weight Watchers, you get bonus points. You get wiggle room. So I still had a ton of bonus points. I didn't even quite use half of them. And I thought it would be okay, but I paid for it, is how I feel about it. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about are disclaimer. I even wrote on my notes here, disclaimer. Like all the exercise videos say, and all the programs, if you're going to start something, you really should, consult with a doctor. I didn't do that. I just kind of jumped into it. So, it's so hard for me to be like, oh yes, you must do this. But it is recommended. Once again, I am never paid for my reviews on things. Nobody sent me any of this stuff. It's all stuff that I have found that either worked or didn't work for me. I just want to put it out there. Like, heads up, like, I am assuming no responsibility if you get hurt trying any of the things that I have done and have recommended. So, use at your own risk, follow all the directions, and consult with a doctor. Okay, first off, a big helpful thing that I have found is this thing. What is this, you may ask? It is a water bottle, and the nice thing about this water bottle is it goes in half cup increments. So it goes 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, you know, and so on. So, you know, 8 ounces is a cup. You're supposed to drink 8 8-ounce cups of water a day. This is 4. So I should be drinking 4 of these. I have the hardest time because then when I was using a regular glass, my glasses are probably 10 or 11 ounce glasses at least. I have these big like pub glasses. They're not like the huge tall ones, but it's a pub glass style, and I love them because they hold a lot of water. I thought I drank a lot of water until I started using this. Now this helps me keep track of it because on Weight Watchers there's a little water tracker. You're supposed to click the button every time, you know, you have a cup of water. So this is mine from today. I just had lunch. I have 1 cup left, so I've had 3 cups of water today. I feel a little behind. I shoot for at least 6. So usually I get between 6 and 8. Normally I have a hard time once I hit 7. I hit 7 glasses of water and I'm like, I feel like I could burst. Like, I don't want to drink any more. But this is nice. I fill it before I go to bed, so it's ready to go in the morning. So I know to get the ideal amount of water in me every day, I need to drink 2 of these. So you just fill it up to the 32 and you drink it. And then you can keep track of how much you've drank. For me, that's good. Some people don't want to know how much they drank. This, to me, has been an excellent tool. Because then I can also know, hey, you know, by now I'm usually down to here. I need to pick up my sipping pace. Because I can't guzzle a bunch of water because it comes back up. I am not a chugger whatsoever. I gotta bend over and pick up my basket of goodies here. Because I do have a basket. Only because I crammed everything in here. Something else that I found that I love, I need a little table. Well, I have one, I guess, but, are these. I ate this today, so it's empty. Is Lean Cuisine's Salad Editions. Oh, I dropped something. Now, I love salad. I love salad just as much as the next person, but I get bored with them. So, what this is you have to provide your own lettuce. And this one is the Southwest Chicken. This is my favorite. I've tried a couple of the different ones. There's 4. They're in the freezer aisle. So it includes a Chipotle Ranch dressing, which I think is fabulous. You get a baggie with grilled white meat chicken, black beans, sweet corn, roasted red peppers, and poblano peppers. And you put that little baggie in the microwave and heat it up for 2.5 minutes. And then you have little crispy tortilla strips you get to sprinkle on the top instead of like croutons. And then you get a ton of salad dressing, and I think you'd be allowed to use the whole thing because there's Weight Watchers points on Lean Cuisine meals. So if you are using Weight Watchers, or if you're not, that's fine. But if you are, it has on here points plus. This is 6 points. Your lettuce doesn't count. Lettuce is a free food. 6 points, and I find this to be a very satisfying lunch, and I think it's delicious. So this has been awesome for me. I get maybe 2 of them a week to kind of switch it up. Because I try to eat a salad every day with lunch. Next up, I love chocolate. It is no secret that I love chocolate. I love to chomp on chocolate while I can. I love a little bit of something sweet in the evening. I love Snicker bars. Ho-Hos are now discontinued, so those are gone. I love Snickers bars. A Snicker bar is 8 Weight Watchers points. 8. But it's so good, right? Because I like the crunchy and the salty with the chocolate. So I've had to find a healthier alternative to that. Kashi bars. Now these are the peanutty dark chocolate. So it's a granola bar with a thick layer of dark chocolate and little peanuts and chocolate chips or chocolate chunks sprinkled on it. These are 3 Weight Watchers points. 3. So when you go from 8 points to 3, that's a big difference. And plus, you know, they're all natural and all that other good stuff. It's Kashi. I think these are delicious. You get that crunch, you get that chew. These for me are satisfying. They're not very big. I will show you. They're not very big. Not as big as a candy bar. They're kind of short, but they are thick. And I find these delicious and satisfying when I want something sweet. Now, I only limit myself to one of these a day. So, like I said, it's a treat. It's not an all-the-time snack. Now, another good one if you're not big on peanuts is the dark chocolate and cherry. It has chunks of dried cherries and dark chocolate chips. These are good too. These are my favorite, but these are good too. Okay. Now into my review for workout videos. This is probably the question I get the most because I'm constantly plurking about new DVDs that I buy, and some I have found that I love and some I have found that I don't. So first off, I always talk about my Sweatin' to the Oldies, and to prove to you I have Sweatin' to the Oldies, here these bad boys are. It's a box set. You get discs 1 through 4. So I'll explain more, because there are more Sweatin' to the Oldies than this. So it says complete collection. It is the complete old collection. Like the original, I think they're like 1988 through 1993 or something like that. I love these. Now, that being said, I love the first one. The first one is the classic Sweatin' to the Oldies. Gotta love Richard Simmons and his short shorts, alright? I'm going to acknowledge these can be a little cheesy. They seem a little dated because they are. This was taped in 1988. The fashion was not good. But I love that they use real people. People of all sizes. There are skinny people in there that look fabulous. And there are people in there who are chunky and just getting started. And I love it. There's also men. About a third of the cast is men. So if you're a guy out there needing to move your butt, get to it. It's fun. This one's 40 minutes. And it's fun. Like, really, I think this is fun. I like doing this because I have a good time. Now, moving on to the second one. The second one is an hour long. So it's 20 minutes longer. Gotta love it, right? This one's my favorite. This one's my favorite because you will need a chair. You will need weights, which I will talk about in a minute. And you will need a mat of some sort. A basic yoga mat will be fine. You get your aerobic workout, you use weights to do arm toning, and then you lay on the floor and do all kinds of stretches and lifts and stuff to work your legs. I feel this is an extremely well-rounded workout, and it is my favorite. Now, each video is supposed to get progressively harder, and I truly agree with that. But, number 3, I had a hard time keeping track of. I don't know that I felt the routines were quite as consistent. I constantly felt like I was getting a little... Not constantly, but a few times I felt like I was getting lost. This one is not my favorite. And then the songs are more... The first 2 are songs from the 50s. These are more songs from the 60s. And I just didn't like the music as much. So I haven't tried the 4th one yet. But I'm going to soon just to see. This one does not have floor... The 3 doesn't have floor exercises and it doesn't have weights. Like I said, I think Sweatin' to the Oldies 2 is an amazing, well-rounded workout. I love it. So here's Spun to the Oldies 4. Gotta love him. He's in pink. And I love Richard Simmons. I think he's positive. I feel he's genuine. And he's encouraging. When you are doing these videos, he's constantly telling you, you can do this. Don't quit. You can do this. And I love it. I love positive. Negativity gets you nowhere. And then it does come with like this bonus 6 steps to self-esteem and permanent weight loss. I watched it. It's okay. Not my favorite special by him, but you get it free within the set, and I would check it out. You might get something from it. And he's not quite all loud and stuff. He's actually wearing pants and a dress shirt in the special. So this is $30 on Amazon. Now, if you go and buy one of the Sweatin' to the Oldies DVDs, it's $15. The second one is my favorite, and I love the first one too. The first one is a shorter workout if you don't quite have a full hour to give it. So if you're going to buy the first 2, you might as well get the box set. Just my opinion. Oh, and they all spilled out. Now, hold on here. This is what I dropped. Talking again about Sweatin' to the Oldies, because I love Richard Simmons so much, and I find the videos so much fun and easy to do. I think they're a great beginner workout. I bought a set. It's called Sweatin' for Life. And you get Sweatin' to the Oldies 5, which was done in 2009. So this one's not as old as the other ones. I haven't tried this one yet either, but if you get the Sweatin' for Life set, because these are like $10 a piece, but for $10 on Amazon, you get Sweatin' to the Oldies 5 and Toning to the Oldies, which is great. I've done this one. It comes with boogie cords, which I will show you in a minute. And it also comes with another inspirational Richard Simmons DVD, Straight from the Heart, which I did like. I thought this was really good. I watched it because I figure I have it, and I did find it to be inspirational. And then it also comes, this is all for $10, people. You get those 3 discs, and you get the food mover. Now, the food mover I won't be using because Weight Watchers pretty much has something, let's see, I was playing with it. Something pretty much the same online. You just click the bubbles instead of moving the things. Hold on. I'm sorry. I was not prepared for this. Okay. You can get this on Amazon. It's $10, I think, just for this. Might as well get the whole set, right? So it shows you starches, proteins, vegetables, dairy, extras, fats, fruits, water, motivators, exercise, vitamin. So, say you're drinking your water. You move the little window down every time you drink a glass of water, right? Same thing with the fruits. You eat a piece of fruit, you move the little window down. Now, these cards come out, and depending on your diet, there's like a 1,400 calorie, a 16, and there's a bunch of extra cards that comes with it, so you can pick the plan that works for you. I think this is a great tool. It does come with instructions for the food mover, how it works, and then it comes with a guide, an exchange guide. So it can kind of tell you certain foods, what it consists of. If it's a starch and a fat, and you have to move 2 windows, and it's a great little pocket size. It's really something, like I said, another useful tool. I can totally see this being worthwhile of using if I wasn't using Weight Watchers. Okay, these are the boogie cords that come with it free. Now, if you buy just the Sweatin' or Toning to the Oldies, I guess you don't get these boogie cords. You have to buy them separate. Anyway, so you stick these in your feet, and this in your hand, and you pull. It's fun. It's a fun workout. It is fast moving. What I suggest is if you do these, put these straps on your feet first. They have to go on your feet in your shoes. And detach them, because the warm-up, you're not using the cord. And the mistake I made is I didn't put these on for the warm-up, and then I wasn't ready. So then I had to pause the thing, put them on. See, and then it just buckles right back on, or snaps back on, and you're ready to go. Super fun, and you feel it. I mean, you totally feel it in your arms. Big time. Okay, I was talking about weights. Something I found I love. It's my little wee wimpy 1-pounders. I have these in 2 pounds as well, but I just grabbed the 1-pounders because they were right there. I like these weights because you can stick your hand in them, and they Velcro. They're not going anywhere, because with regular weights, I was always afraid of dropping them, and sometimes your hand cramps up, and you kind of need to stretch for a moment, and you can keep going. They're walking weights. You can get them on Amazon. These I got at Walmart on clearance for $5 for the set of 2. They were clearancing them out. They didn't have anything but 1-pounders. You can get 1, 2, and 3-pound ones on Amazon. So these ones came from Walmart, $5 on clearance for a set of 1-pound ones. My 2-pound ones did come from Amazon. They were $9 for a set of 2-pound ones, and they're exactly the same. And they have a reflective strip for when you're running outside. I guess you reflect. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to try to go through the other DVDs quick, because I have tried a lot of DVDs. Lots of them. And some that are for me might not be for you. Now, this one was gifted to me by Amy of the Stockinette Zombies. It is Walk Away the Pounds with Leslie Sansone. Now, I'd never heard of her before, or this product, but it says as seen on TV. I skipped the 1 mile and went straight to the 2 mile because I had already been exercising, and I wanted a more intense workout. The 1 mile is 18 minutes, the 2 mile is 30 minutes, and my goal is to do at least 30 minutes a day. So I think this is a great beginner DVD. If you're just starting to get up to move, I think this is great, especially start with the 1 mile and ease into it. My daughter likes doing this one with me, so I continue to do it. I do like it. I don't quite get the workout I do with the other more aerobic DVDs, but you don't just like walk in place. You do kind of like side steps and stuff like that. It's fun and it's easy, and I think this is a great, like I said, DVD to start with if you're just getting started, getting off the couch and moving your butt. Next, I just got this last night. I love this set. Love it, love it, love it. It is called Punch, and it is by Weight Watchers. And it's awesome because it comes with these little hand weights. It's so funny because in the DVD, the girls are pink. And on the Weight Watchers website, it's sold out right now. But you can buy it through the Weight Watchers website if you're a member. I don't know if you can buy it or not if you're not a member. But hers are pink. Mine are blue. Didn't matter to me either way. So you strap these on. And they're comfortable. I have no problem with them whatsoever. The weight is on the back. It kind of feels like it's sand. And you do like boxing. And I guess it's like kickboxing because you do lots of kicks and squats. It is a fast-moving cardio workout. And I was sweating by the time I was done. But I enjoyed it. So, for me, this gets an A+. I love this one. Absolutely a whole ton of a bunch. Now, it came from, my husband picked it up for me last night because I was really discouraged at my weigh-in. And I had said I had wanted this. So he picked it up for me when he was out. And so it's $25 at Walmart. Comes in this big box. It's so funny. You open up the box and there's this and these. And like an instruction booklet for this like pretty good sized box. If you go get them on Amazon, I looked at them on Amazon and they're like $35. And I don't believe they're being sold through Amazon. I think it's just somebody who went and bought them up. And like I said, there's one for each hand. But this was awesome. I love this. So you do lots of kicks and punches and squats, and I felt it was a very good workout, and I enjoyed it. I liked the girl in the video. Something Huckabee. Stephanie Huckabee, I think, is the hostess of the workout. And it's nice because it's her, and there's a skinny girl, and there's a plus-size girl. Loved it. Because, you know, sometimes you just don't want to see a whole bunch of skinny girls when you're kind of a fat girl working out. I like that. I think Weight Watchers did an excellent job on this. And I'd love to check out other ones from the series. Because I think there's like 3 other ones. Okay, next up. Biggest Loser, weight loss yoga. Yeah, no. Okay, I love traditional yoga. I knew this was not going to be traditional yoga. It's a lot faster paced. It's a lot more strenuous. It is a lot of emphasis on the burn. Yet you do a lot of push-ups. I don't do push-ups. Like, at this point, I don't quite have the upper body strength yet to do them. I'll admit it. I'm a weakling. Although my upper body strength has improved a lot more since working out. I had a hard time with this. So usually when he would say push-up, I just kind of hold. You'd be in like plank position and my arms are all wobbly and I'm sure I looked like a fool. And that was only doing level 1. Now, the thing I did like about this DVD is you can customize your workout. So what you do is you click the Customize Your Workout option, and you go through and select the things you want to do. So I selected the warm-up, level 1, and then the cool-down. And it automatically skipped to those things for me. Because this has 3 different levels. There is level 1, level 2, level 3. Overall, not my favorite. I'll use it from time to time, but this won't be totally in my normal rotation. Next up, I got fooled into thinking I could do this. Okay, so I bought the Jillian Michaels for beginners. Okay, it's 2 workouts in one DVD. You used to be able to get these separately. There was like the front side and the back side DVD. Okay, I couldn't do this at all because I can't do a stinking push-up. Even on my knees, I can't do a stinking push-up. Yeah, I'm weak. This is something I'm going to have to work up to. So I think unless if you can do a push-up, I would wait to do this one. So this will be sitting there. Now that being said, on Plurk, there's a group of us that constantly encourage each other. I love it. It's such a great community on there. And you know, if you don't want to hear us talk about workouts and weight loss and whatever, you can just mute that conversation. Now, Heather, who's Boutros Babe of Highland Handmaids, the Fiberista Files podcast, was encouraging me to buy the 30-day shred, which I did. At me, like, totally challenging me, like, come on, wuss. So that's my goal. My goal is to one day work up to this. Tybo. I hate this. I cannot even begin to tell you how much I hate this because I don't like being yelled at. I'm sorry, Billy Blanks yells at you and he quits telling me to bounce. I like things where I can bounce and be energetic. I hate this. No Tybo for me. I know some people love it. Not working for me. That will probably be given to somebody else. Okay. 2 left, I promise. Okay, next, Yoga Booty Ballet. I was a sucker, and I bought this years ago when it was like, there was infomercials for it, and it actually came with 2 DVDs. I hate these. I hate these because the girls are annoying. First off, it's super fast. These are one of those DVDs I feel you kind of already need to be in shape for. They move really fast. And the one girl always says funky. Make it funky. Okay, where I live, it's probably a regional thing. If something's funky, that's bad. Like you say something smells funky or tastes funky or whatever. Funky is not good. And she always says funky. Make it funky. I can't handle it. So last but not least, it's not really an exercise video, it's an exercise game. So it is active for the Wii. I'm going to be doing this in March. They have a 30-day program. I've never gotten past day 2. Because I get 2 days done and I'm feeling really proud of myself and then I trail off. But it's fun to do. The game comes with resistance bands. It comes with a little leg thing for your Wii nunchuck. So I have nothing bad to say about this. I'm going to be doing it in March because I thought about doing it in February, but it's a 30-day workout and there's not 30 days in February and I just can't do that. So I didn't start it in January because I didn't feel I was ready for it. So I think by March I'm going to be ready for it and I'm going to start it. So anyone who might want to start it with me, I'm all for it. So I'm sorry, y'all. That was a lot. But there are some things I just have found I like, some things that work for me. And I wanted to share it with you because so many people come to me and I want to help you. Because so many people have helped me and encouraged me and I am thankful. So hopefully you found something in there that might be able to help you. Or maybe something you were thinking about that you're like, maybe I'm not ready for that yet. So that's it for me this week. Next week there will be a whole lot more knitting, hopefully, and some spinning. And there will be no fitness, not anything next week. So that's all I had. So until next week, I will see you then. Bye.